Welcome to day 184 of TFIF 365. And as we are in the halfway point through 2024, I wanted to bring your attention to the fact that I have been saying for years after spotting patterns that 2024 was going to be wild. I also recognized early on, even before I had started developing the language of the future is free, supremacy free, coercion free, discrimination free, and exploitation free. I was saying for many years that things had to be exposed. Generations of lies and manipulations and fake and just falsehoods had to be exposed have to be exposed for us to even have a chance of building the future that we seek. There's this perspective or belief that, and I'm going to say this wrong, I think it's the fourth Turing that Steve Bannon talks about. And basically, even if I got the term wrong, the basic concept is that there are people who came to this world to build, and there are people who came to this world to destroy. He recognizes that he and folks like him are firmly in the destroy camp. And so that's why I say white supremacy is only designed for chaos and destruction. It can only do that. So anybody who's looking to liberate or to seek some light within white supremacy, it's not going to happen. White supremacy's only job is for chaos and destruction. And so just as firmly as Steve Bannon and, as I said, people like him know that their job is here to destroy, it's very clear to me and others that our job is to build. But what the destroyers don't understand is the builders cannot build until they're destroyed. That's what they don't understand. They believe that they're destroying and they will be left to build this new thing. But what they don't understand is they will be destroying themselves in the process, because we cannot build on what they leave behind. It's just, if you think of, I often use these gardening analogies. It's as simple as if you plant seeds in toxic soil, whatever grows will be poisoned. And that's a simple concept. And that's why I am building alternative economics ecosystems and building alternative business models and focusing on education. Because for us to get to the equitable future that we say we want, with supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free at its foundation, what has existed for generations must be destroyed. So yes, it is unpleasant, to say the least, to witness what is happening globally. It is global. And yet it must happen. Yet the worst of the worst of the worst that these people have been doing must be exposed, because there are still people who are complicit and get to benefit from the harm that is inflicted on the most vulnerable, and can sit back and say, well, I didn't know. How can I be complicit when I didn't know? How can you hold me accountable for things I didn't know? 2024 is the exposure. It is the fuck around and find out of years. This is the fuck around and find out of years. And so we're just at the halfway point. And when I say we have not seen the bottom yet, we've not seen the bottom yet. If they've done this, and if they've allowed this to be exposed, come to the light, the shit they holding back, the shit they fighting not to be exposed, is going to be a whoo-wee, baby. So as I often say, buckle up, because this ride is going to be wild. The best we can do while the rest of this shit gets exposed is figure out ways to protect the most vulnerable, shield them, because we will be the biggest and the first targets of this. And so we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect those who are more vulnerable than ourselves. It's like putting the umbrella, putting the umbrella over us while all this shit rains down. Because This is the year to expose all the lies. It is the year to expose all the double dealings. It is the year to expose all the people, all the ways that the most vulnerable, the most privileged have been targeting the most vulnerable. And unfortunately, because it has been so entrenched, they have to feel pain. So it is time to sit back, find ways to distract yourself, figure out ways when the call to action happens for you to engage, to do it safely, to prioritize the most vulnerable, to focus on minimizing harm. But what is happening must happen. It must happen for us to build what we want. So with that, just sit back, breathe, find ways to distract yourself, find ways to enjoy life because this is about this ride. It's just, we just dropped, if you're thinking about a roller coaster, this is just that first loop, that first hill. We got a long way to go before this ride ends. So buckle up because this next 6 months are going to be wild. Until tomorrow, peace.